Hello and welcome to National Focus for Thursday, August 15, 2024. I am Adisa Burton. In the headlines, 60 individuals awarded at first National Vocational Qualification Certificate Ceremony. Dominica hosts Caribbean Youth Forum on Environment and Development CARIFED for the first time. And Dominica Hospitals Authority requests rate increase. The details of the headline stories and more when we return.
Ride safe, wear a helmet, safer roads in the nature aisle. This message was brought to you by the government of the Commonwealth of Dominica.
Welcome back. 60 individuals have been awarded certificates after completing their respective programs at the first ever National Vocational Qualifications NVQ Certificate Ceremony hosted by the Ministry of Education on Wednesday.
A very special welcome to our 60 NVQD certificate recipients. You are the first in the Commonwealth of Dominica to receive the National Vocational Qualification of Dominica at levels 1 and 2 in the first instance. These candidates are part of a larger group of 600 individuals who completed various industry-led programs funded by the Skills for Youth Employment or SKY program from 2019 to 2022.
Minister for Education, Human Resource Planning, Vocational Training and National Excellence, Honorable Octavia Alfred, lauded the ceremony as a significant achievement for technical vocational education and training in Dominica.
This is a milestone in the development of TVET in Dominica. We have been engaged in skills education for years. We have numerous highly skilled individuals in Dominica, and today we offer a certificate to help to validate your efforts, your talents, and your skill.
The NVQ recognizes the value, skills, and competency an individual brings to the workplace.
Today we celebrate the achievement of all participants who persevered through the challenging times. As you already know, this National Vocational Qualification Certificate is recognized anywhere within the CARICOM region. This also means that when we receive authorization for issuing CVQ certification, all of you automatically qualified for CVQ certificates in the course where you are certified and at the level at which you are now. Your outstanding achievement strengthens us and serves notice that Dominica is ready to make headway in the pursuit of an excellent TVET system.
Honorable Alfred appealed to Dominicans to take advantage of the opportunities available with the NVQ.
The Ministry of Education encourages every Dominican to master a skill by getting involved in the TVET program, which is an excellent avenue for lifelong learning and career development. Many of the people who will receive certificates today complete programs funded by the Skills for Youth Employment SKY project as part of its capacity building support package for the Dominica TVET Council.
Meanwhile, Acting Prime Minister Honorable Roland Roye commended those who made this milestone possible.
I also want to commend everyone who has dedicated their efforts over the years to make this achievement possible. The commitment showed by the Ministers of Education, senior officials in the Ministry of Education, and the teachers of the TVET program in our secondary school has been instrumental in expanding the skills training component of our curriculum. Special recognition goes to the Honorable Octavia Alfred and the team as well as the Dominica TVET Council for their unwavering support in ensuring that individuals in our society gain practical skills and knowledge, enhancing their employability and ability to secure well-paying jobs. We must also express our gratitude to the Sky Project, funded by the UK government, which has been crucial in providing quality assurance and certification for participants.
60 candidates received industry-specific recognitions, NVQ certificates. Students of the Goodwill and Northeast Secondary Schools received student awards for garment manufacturing levels 1 and 2, and center approval certificates were presented to BTC, YSTP, AED, and CALS. Dominica has been hosting this year's Caribbean Youth Forum on Environment and Development, CARIFED, for the first time this week. The island first participated in CARIFED in Trinidad and Tobago last year. This year's CARIFED is being held under the theme Sustainable Ecotourism in the Caribbean. The project is a collaboration between Barbados, Grenada, Dominica, Jamaica, Trinidad and Tobago, and St. Kitts and Nevis. The visiting delegation is camping at the Portsmouth Secondary School, from where they were able to collaborate with the community on a number of community projects. Participants who have been exposed to lectures and seminars around the ecotourism theme had the opportunity to visit the Kalinago Territory and the Cabrits National Park.
They had no experience in project management. They had no experience in event planning. And I was able to pool the potential in them. Those that were just laid back, and we have some that are at the forefront, but we also have some behind the scenes. Like I sent you the logo. The logo was prepared by one of the young people as part of the event planning. And I saw them grow. I saw them took initiative, problem solving. And one of the things about Project Discovery is it highlights the 21st century skills. The 21st century skills of creativity, critical thinking, collaboration, and communication.
Cameron Hogan is experiencing his first CARIFED in Dominica.
I have to say, it's been an amazing experience. It really has been. To share some of what I've loved about it, Mr. King previously mentioned that we were at Kalinago Territory, right? That has possibly been one of my favorite experiences in my life overall. Because on top of getting to go there, see it, and hear the history, we actually got to sit down with the husband of the chief and listen to their situation. He explained their history, he explained their struggles, he explained the things he's proud of, he explained the things they're trying to do to improve moving forward. And hearing that experience from somebody who's been going through it themselves, it really is amazing.
He recalls his experience going around the island.
I'd have to say, I've loved the places we've been to. For example, a few days ago we went to Fort Shirley. Learning the history of the place and how rich it is really has been a fascinating experience. And then there are some places that were simply breathtaking. For example, Emerald Pool, even Indian River as well. That is the place where the Dead Man's Chest scene from both Pirates of the Caribbean 2 and 3 were filmed. And to be there in person, to sit down there and see that is amazing. And then on top of that, our tour guide was a guy called Fire. And listening to him was really interesting because he explained not only the history of different plants and animals there, but also their uses in everyday life, how they got their name, who named them, all those kind of things. And overall, that makes for a wonderful experience for me.
CARIFED is an activity that falls under the Project Discovery Dominica initiative. The mission of the Project Discovery Dominica is to facilitate the total development of students at the pre-university stage of their development, to build clearly defined bridges linking academic development to community service, and to make students more globally aware, culturally literate, civically engaged, and responsive to the needs of others. The Dominica Hospitals Authority has submitted new rates for services provided to the public at the Dominica China Friendship Hospital. That's according to Chief Executive Officer of the Dominica Hospitals Authority, Dr. Donald Peters.
We're hoping that will be approved and we can appeal to people. The board not going to be charging people big bucks, so that we know the economy. But we know that people have what we charge is going to be on a sliding fee scale. That's a very scientific process. So if surgery, hip replacement costs $2,000 or $5,000, and you're Malawi working and making $1,000 a month, you only charge you $200, but you have to pay something. It makes you feel better that you pay something towards the care. That's where we go. And if we do that, we believe that we will have enough funding to manage the hospital.
Dr. Peters says the most outstanding issue for the hospital's authority is that of timely funding.
The government of Dominica is the only funding agency for this hospital, and they're not billionaires. So there is a cash flow problems at all times, and people do not always pay their bills on time, and all of this equipment need servicing and maintenance contract. If the people of Dominica just pay a small amount for the service, we would not have problems, but people don't want to pay for anything. And so we are working with the Ministry of Health and the Prime Minister's office.
The Dominica China Friendship Hospital is equipped to deliver care that is timely and of the highest quality. Dr. Peters says some of the challenges faced include the issue of human resources. He says the majority of the people who work are passionate, and that is one of the objectives of the hospital board. Measures are in place to address supply challenges which may arise from time to time.
So we work very closely with the Minister of Health, who have been very cooperative with us, and Central Medical Stores. Because even though we are the health authority and run the hospitals, our supplies come from the Ministry of Health, which is Central Medical Stores. So people have to understand those dynamics. It's not we don't own everything. And so we've set up a committee to work with them so that the supplies are on time, and then when we're running short, they know that. So things become systemic. I'm a person who believes that I don't want to know who's in charge of Central Stores. I don't like to deal with people, system. The supplies are running down on the 15th of the month. We will deliver a list to you on the 30th. Everything will be systemic. So if there's a breakdown, we find out what happened.
There is also collaboration with PAHO and Accreditation Canada to formulate a strategic plan to systematize the delivery of care to patients.
That patients do not have to wait so long for care, that they get their appointments on time, that nurses are showing the compassion when they deal with them and working closely with families. Care is you have to work with families when you work in dealing with patients. You cannot do it in the abstract. So these are some of the major areas we want to look at and put a timeline on when we will achieve this.
You're watching National Focus. More when we return. Welcome back. 6 councillors have been elected to serve alongside Kalinago Chief-elect Annette Thomas Sanford as the Kalinago Council elections wrapped up on Wednesday. For the first time, a historic 24 candidates were nominated for the Kalinago Council. The final results of the election have revealed the following individuals as the top 6 candidates. Wayne Rossi of Mahu River, 201 votes. Francilia Daru of Sensi, 192 votes. Risia Elik of Sineku, 167 votes. Kimberly Tyson of Salbia, 158 votes. Teddy Thomas of Sineku, 146 votes. And Miranda Langley of Bataka, 134 votes. The elected members of the Kalinago Council and Kalinago Chief-elect is expected to be sworn into office in September 2024. As we approach the peak of the 2024 Atlantic hurricane season, Disaster Coordinator Fitzroy Pascal says his office continues to place emphasis on preparedness. The peak of the hurricane season is around the 10th of September, and Mr. Pascal says preparedness is key as it reduces the level of anxiety.
So far, we have had 5 named storms. We just had the passage of Tropical Storm Ernesto, which is somewhere heading towards the Bermuda area right now. The season is expected to be a hyper-active season, and by that I mean it is expected that we will see a lot of formation of these tropical storms and hurricanes. But for the disaster office, we do not place too much focus on the predictions. We place emphasis on preparedness.
He says preparation is important regardless of the seasonal outlook, particularly on the individual level, family and community level.
We can do so much to enhance the preparedness activities in our communities with the simple things that we do. At an individual level, persons should focus on their surroundings, and that will also lend on to the community. But in the surroundings, you look at your drainage and your overhanging trees, ensure that these are pruned or cut. The drains are cleared, they are always maintained to a level of cleanliness. In terms of your structure, you ensure that they are weather ready, your doors, your windows, your roofs. Ensure that you have supplies, ensure that you have a little canned food stored somewhere safe so that you can use in the event the system becomes compromised.
Another important consideration is being aware of the location of hurricane shelters. Mr. Pascal says a number of measures are being implemented on the national level in terms of preparation.
At the national level, we're ensuring that all the subcommittees are in a state of readiness. The NEPO mechanism is in a state of readiness to deal with any eventualities. We have the regional response mechanism also, the CDMA structure, on standby to assist if we go beyond their various levels of impact. So if we go beyond the level 1, the regional response mechanism will also kick in.
ODM has also been engaging schools and communities as they believe it's important to begin the education process at a young age.
We have been empowering persons to assist with our whole readiness and response, and by that I mean we have been providing trainings at the community level, where we train persons in emergency radio telecommunications, shelter management, damage assessment for after any impact. We have gone further where we have done some training in UAVs or drone, which will assist tremendously in our damage assessment efforts. We do first aid trainings.
ODM also organized a weekend roadshow, which engages the public with the dissemination of disaster-related information. Coming up next, the Creole News highlights with Jeno Jacob.
Bienvenue à ce nouvel en créole, nom c'est Jeno Jacob. Santé moun Dominique important pour le développement pays. Le gouvernement a fait certain qui moun en bonne santé. L'hôpital Dominica China Friendship, c'est centre tout l'hôpital Dominique. Le gouvernement a bâti et puis a rangé autant l'hôpital. Après ça, l'hôpital ni équipement pour bas moun bon service. Chef exécutif de l'hôpital Dominica China Friendship, Dr. Donald Peters, du service d'hôpital cheap. Moun notre pays qui a venu Dominique pour occupation.
Parce que nous cheap. C'est son gars qui de Grenade, puis passer ailleurs à Intercaribbean, bien ici, pour MRI pour $100. Oui. I really there's $3,000. Wow. So we need nous avons bon monde, bon pays, mais nous avons l'argent. L'argent, c'est ça qui a fait l'hôpital là-bas.
Il dit moun ni pour payer pour bon service l'hôpital Dominica China Friendship.
Moun ni pour payer un petit peu pour faire l'hôpital à marcher. C'est ça.
Nous en saison cyclone, nous ni pour continuer faire préparation. Pas l'oublier cyclone Maria, l'avenir important pour le développement Dominique. Une action nous sapons pour protéger l'héritage nous en temps de désastre. Jenna McPherson, officier désastre, parlait contre préparation nous a fait.
Nous à ta cyclone, nous avons expiré Samaria fait, nous avons encouragé les gens pour préparer quoi yo ça fait au sac et puis documents importants, passeport, livre médecin, nous avons aussi dit moun mettez ça manger qui paquet pourri, un petit biscuit, sardine, quelque chose comme ça, avec glo par l'obile ça, avec médicaments si yo ka pour médicaments, avec nettoyer à bakayou, couper branche bois qui peut caillou, avec nettoyer canal, avec préparer cause. Nous ka corriger pour écoutez ça, mettre office et l'office ODMK dit sur radio.
Il est important pour nous ni transistor radio et puis batterie pour écouter nouvelles en tout cas électricité aller. Aussi, when des moun en temps désastre.
Aider moun qui ka vivre juste pour eux, moun qui malade, moun qui ni a ses affaires yo besoin d'aide. Si on est pour aller à shelter, puis nous les préserver la vie, c'est ça qui est plus important.
Yo électé 6 councilors pour travailler et puis chef Kalinago Annette Thomas Sanford. L'élection Kalinago Pont-Placier. Pour la première fois en histoire Kalinago, 22 candidats nominés pour Council Kalinago. When Rusty Hodmaro River tapé 200 yon vote, Francilia Darrow horde Saint-Cyr yon fois 182 votes, Richia Elik horde Saint-Niki tapé yon 67 votes, Kimali Tyson horde Salibia tapé yon 158 votes, Teddy Thomas horde Sinikou yon 46 votes, ça c'est, et puis Miranda Langley horde Bataka tapé yon 134 votes, consulat qui est entré en office en septembre 2024. 60 moun tapé certificat national vocational qualification NVQ, qualification vocation nationale, c'est la première fois que ça prend place en Dominique. Ministre Éducation, Certificate Ceremony hier. Ministre Éducation, Honorable Octavia Alfred, bien plaisir contre cérémonie ça là. Ça c'est tout à ce nouvel en créole. Non, monsieur Jenno Jacob. Au revoir.
And that was Jenna with the Creole News highlights. For today's weather advisory, a high-pressure system is now the dominant feature across the area. As a result, partly cloudy conditions with a few showers can be expected today. A slight increase in Saharan dust concentration can be expected. People with respiratory sensitivities are advised to be on alert and to take the necessary precautions. Slight to moderate seas can be expected in open waters, with waves expected to peak near 5 feet. As we are in the midst of the hurricane season, individuals are advised to take precautions to protect themselves and their families. For today's hurricane tip, check your home and property for landscaping and structural hazards. Determine what actions might need to be taken to ensure your safety and to protect your belongings. If you own a motorized vehicle such as a car or boat, determine where you can move it in an emergency. And that's all for this edition of National Focus. Be sure to follow GIS Dominica on Facebook, YouTube, and on Twitter. You can also drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm. From all of us here on the GIS News production team, I'm Adisa Burton. Thank you for watching.